Hi, this is Cheyenne Valentine, back today again with a new episode. Today's episode, I want to talk about why does married older women feel the need to let younger women know how to get a guy? And I don't think I'm saying this right, so let me repeat that. It sounds weird, right? I want to know, why do married older women feel like they need to give younger women advice on how to get a husband? Okay, that sounds better. When I say older, just older than the person. So, okay, I'm 33, so I'm older. You could call me older than a 20-year-old, So that's just like if I was married and I was trying to give a 20-year-old advice on how to find a husband. First of all, maybe she doesn't want to be married, and maybe she hasn't found the right guy, and I can only give her advice on how to marry my husband, because that's who proposed to me. And let me elaborate on that. So I've noticed this a couple times, that women who are married, and usually the women that are married are older than the women that they're trying to give advice to. I've noticed this. These women feel like it's their job or duty to help a younger woman, a woman who's younger than them, find a husband. But see, I don't feel they really want to help you do that, and their motives are not pure, because it's really their way of bragging about them being married and you're not. Because if they really wanted to help, they would sit down and just ask you about, what kind of guy you're looking for, and actually, do you even want to be married? Like, they just assume you want to be married, but how do they know? And so a couple examples. I remember while I was in school, I was doing an internship, and there was this biracial girl that worked there, and these two black women came over to her. They were older than her, I could tell, and they were bragging about, saying, yeah, we black, and so, saying how somebody came at one of the black women kind of weird, and she said, you can't talk to me. She was just basically saying, I'm black, I don't let nobody talk to me like that, whatever. And one of them made a comment. I forgot what the girl's name was, the biracial girl, but one of the black ladies said, yeah, we're gonna teach you how to get a husband. We're gonna make sure you get you a husband. They didn't say it in a rude way, but she had a boyfriend. She said, well, yeah, we've been on and off, but we're back on now. That's what she said about a boyfriend, the biracial girl. And so the two black women, one, the real vocal one, she was like, well, yeah, we gonna teach you, show you how to get a husband, or something like that. But like I said, they didn't say it quite like that in a very offensive way, but they still basically said, you're not married, and we gonna show you how to get married. But okay, show her how to get the particular guy that she wants to marry her. You can't do that. There is no way in hell, if she was to point out a guy that she wanted and said, I want him to marry me, show me how, that you could do that, because there's too many factors involved. He might not want to be married. He might not be that into her. Okay, he might get married and cheat the whole fucking time. He might just refuse. He might don't want to be married, and then shit you can do to make him get married. By the way, the next incident, my ex, his friend, is married, been married, for like 15 to 20 years, and his wife was actually like 10 years older than him. So, my ex was over to their house for some type of get together one time, and he told me that he heard his friend's wife talk about how she could teach these young women how to get a husband. And he was like, well, she got married at 35. What is she talking about? And yeah, he made that comment. And so I don't know, him making that comment about her being 35. Now I'm 33 now, so I don't understand. I'm not married, so I don't understand if she got married at 35. So what? What does that mean? But he's saying it almost like that was an older age to get married. And so I'm like, okay, I want to say to him, motherfucker, you ain't married me in all this time. I don't even want to talk about it. That's making me mad think about it. But he's basically saying, trying to shit on her, basically saying, oh, she got married at 35, so how can she get somebody advice on something? Well, she technically still can, because it doesn't matter what age she got married. She still got married. So technically she can still give somebody advice on that. But she made the comment saying she could teach these young girls how to get a husband. But when they say that, ladies, they don't really mean it. They're not doing conferences or workshops on how to get a husband. And why? Because they know, number one, they really don't want to do that. They're just trying to brag about having a husband. And number two, they know logically they can't really teach you how to get a husband. They might can teach you how to keep one once you have one. Okay, you do this, you do that. But that same woman husband cheated on her. He was in management and one of his subordinates wanted to fuck him, and he was lying saying he was going to play basketball with my ex-boyfriend on Fridays, and him and his mistress, that'll be their meetup time, and he'll go over there on Fridays and fucking her, saying she'd do everything under the sun. She didn't care that he was married. He said she came in his office saying, you could get it, I ain't had sex in a year and a half and I want to fuck you. She didn't care that he was married, and he fucked her. Okay, so why his wife said something about how she gonna teach somebody how to get a husband, can you teach him how to be faithful too? Obviously you haven't mastered that. On top of that, that same woman, her husband, came to my boyfriend saying that he didn't want to be married to her no more. He had even started looking for him a 1-bedroom apartment. He had it all planned out. He told her that she wasn't doing her wifely duties, and apparently she got it together. So she can't tell I would not take advice from this woman, because you knew how to get a husband but you didn't know how to keep him. And furthermore, how she got him was, he was 24, she was 35. He liked how she looked, and she had more going on for herself than him financially, so he felt like marrying her would be a catch, because it wasn't reversed. He didn't have the money and she barely had anything. She was making more money than him, and he liked how she looked. So, and then she can't have kids, she's barren, so she didn't have no kids. He liked how she looked, and she's making more money than him. It was win-win for him. So once again, unless she's going to tell women to get a husband, get a younger guy who you make more money than, be barren because you can't have kids, and have more than him and still look good, that's how you get a husband. Okay, if she's going to give advice from that standpoint, but because that's how she snatched him. So, I'm not trying to be nasty, but it's just with some of these women, when they make their little snarky comments and they're going to teach these younger women how to get a husband, first of all, you can't teach them about how to get a husband, any husband. You can only teach a woman how to snag your husband, because that's the man that you was able to get married to. That's the man that proposed to you. The man that you're married to, you know how to get him. You can't tell me how to get the man I want. The man I want might look better than him. The man I want might have more money than him. The man I want might be charming, and a lot of women want him. So how do I get that motherfucker to marry me? The man I want might not even be ready for marriage. You can't get a motherfucker to marry you that's not ready for marriage. Are you dumb? So ladies, when these women say this, I think they're being funny, because I don't think they're, because for them to make this comment, like I said, they haven't came out with no workshops, no books, or nothing about how to get a man to marry you. Like, the main women that's talking this shit is just happy they're married, they're excited. And I understand, because a lot of men now, they seem like they don't want to be married, and they're excited to be married to somebody they want, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's all love. But I'm saying, you're trying to be funny when you say, I'm gonna teach you how to get a husband. That's insinuating that I want a husband. That's like coming up to me and saying, I'm gonna teach you how to make some money because you poor. Well, then do it then. Then fucking do it. Don't be running your fucking mouth. I want to see you actually show me how to make some real money. But they don't do that. They just run their fucking mouth, because that's their way of feeling better about themselves over you. Because some women, when they get older, they feel intimidated by women who are younger than them. They feel uncomfortable by them, and they feel their value has went down. So they have to feel like they do this little girl thing, or these young girls and all that. They start with the hating shit. I don't hate on women who are younger than me. Women in their 20s, I don't hate on them. For what? I look good. So I don't hate on them for what? I don't hate on women who are older than me. For what? It ain't nothing to hate on. Leave me, now I will say I do seem to have, I don't know, I was going to say I seem to have bigger issues with women who are older than me, but that's a lot, because I've had women who were younger seem like they didn't like me either. So I think it's just all about your attractive level, like how good you look. The better you look, you're going to have problems with other women. That's what I think. And it don't matter the age range. It really doesn't. I do think that when a woman gets older, she gets more intimidated by younger, attractive women. But younger women get intimidated by women who are attractive than them that's older. Especially when a woman's like in her early 20s and this woman's in maybe her late 20s, early 30s, and she's hot, they feel some sort of kind of way too. So, but yeah, ladies, I just wanted to come in real quick with this, because I don't know if you experienced this, where it's been women who are older than you. And I say older, they're not old, they're just older than you. So like example, I'm 33. I don't consider myself old, but I'm older than an 18-year-old. I'm older than a 25-year-old. I'm older than a 20-year-old. I'm 13 years older than a 20-year-old. So I would be considered older to her. So if I was married, I could say, well, I'm going to teach you young girls how to get married. I would never say no shit like that, because I can't teach someone how to get married. First of all, the person has to want to marry them, and they have to want to be married to that person. And how do I know she even wants to be married? That's pretty much shitting on her and assuming that she that's like me basically putting a value on her, saying you're not married and I know you want to be married, so that's something that you're lacking and something I know you want. That's rude and that's disrespectful, because you don't know what the fuck she wants. I mean, that's like telling the woman who made that comment, and I don't mean to be rude, but who's barren, who can't have kids, that's like me telling her, well, I'm gonna teach you how to get pregnant. That's disrespectful. Like, you don't know what this woman wants. So that's almost like saying, no matter how attractive this woman is, by her being a woman and not being married, know in your heart she wants to be married. So what you're gonna do is shit on her by saying, I'm gonna teach you how to get married, when you're not even being serious about that. Like, if you really want to teach her, go find her a man that wants to marry her, that she's attracted to, and who's gonna be faithful to her, and who's gonna pay these bills. Go do that. But they're not gonna do that, because the only reason they're saying that is to shit on you. I'm telling you, when a woman says that, who's older than you, saying, I'm gonna teach you how to find you a husband, they usually have a husband. That's why they're saying this. Now, if they didn't have a husband, they wouldn't even be saying shit. That's another thing. If they didn't have a husband, they wouldn't be running their damn mouth. If they didn't have a husband, they wouldn't be saying shit about marriage. They go tuck their tail some fucking way, go sit down. But it's because they have one. They feel it's a badge of honor. And the women who don't, it's like, I have a husband, you don't. Well, how faithful is he? I don't want to hear this about you. How faithful do you have to work? Because that woman who made that comment, both of those women who made that comment saying, we're going to teach younger women how to get a husband, we're going to teach you how to get a husband, both have to work every day. And the other one, she was older than her dude, and she made more money than him. So yeah, if I'm attractive, I'm making six figures, and I meet a guy who's younger than me, and he likes how I look, and he's working at UPS, I would think he would marry me too. I've seen a couple dudes do this. My ex's, his friend, this guy allegedly is slow. He's a nice looking guy. Allegedly he slept with like 100 women. This dude. He used to sell weed and all kind of shit. He was staying at home with his mama, and he had like 10 other siblings. And so, he was tired of living at home and not having shit and living this shitty ass life. And so he ran into a girl he went to school with, back in high school with. And she was into the church. They were the same age. He didn't have no kids, and she had a son or a daughter, but she wasn't with the kid's father anymore. And so he got with her and he married her. And he actually was going to church regularly with her, and he even talked about being a pastor. He did a 360. Now you might say, oh, that's beautiful. They divorced now, by the way. But I'm gonna tell you why that he did that. Because for one, she had more going on than he did. So he was able to get out of his mama's house. He moved in with her. When we saw him with her, she was driving a nice ass truck. He didn't have no money. Okay, he was working a warehouse job and going to church. And he was only into church because she was into church. So basically, in a way, she wore the pants in a relationship, because she was kind of like the leader. She had more of the money. She was into church. He followed suit. And then he got her pregnant. They had a baby, whatever. And things went, they started having problems or whatever. But I don't think it's because of the baby they started having problems. But basically, ladies, if you are quite young and you're trying to get a guy to marry you, it is a lot of factors that come into play. What I've noticed, most men in their 20s don't want to get married. And if they do, he's a different kind of guy. And if they do, you're going to have to have some that he feels is extraordinary. And I notice when men in their 20s, they kind of go for older women, because the older woman is bringing money to the table. Usually she's more established, and so if she looks good and she's more established, he feels kind of like he's the man. Now fast forward 20 years, when he's 44, he ain't gonna think a 54, 64-year-old woman is gonna be a catch. He gonna want to go younger. You understand what's happening here? So I don't look at that as a compliment that a 24-year-old man is dating a 34-year-old one, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. If she still okay, I'm 33, I look good. So it don't matter. But if a dude 23 was to marry me at 33, I'd be like his mama. Like, I would have to basically make more money than him. So I look good. And then he'd probably be like, okay, yeah, I marry her. I mean, it's all win-win for him. So ladies, no, we're not talking about that type of scenario. We're talking about a man who wants to marry you, who's on his shit, that you're attracted to, wants to be faithful, and that want to take care of you. That kind of dude, that's harder to get him to marry you. We're not talking about a situation where you make more than a guy and you're older than him and you like his fucking mama. Because that dude, my ex's friend, the one that married the woman that was like 10 years older than him, she acts like his mama. Like, I mean, we all had went out, and she just, how she was acting jealous of the other women at the club who were younger and they little skimpy outfits, and her husband would make jokes with her, and she would like acting like a prude and just being, she acted like his fucking mama. That's what she, it's like he needed a mama, and she came in and rescued him. Like, if you want to be a dude's mama, then go 10 years younger, then get you a dude in his 20s when you're in your 30s. Go right ahead. I'm not looking to be nobody's mama. I'm tired of dating men where I need to hold a fucking hand and help them, because dating men my age, it's like being with a child. Men who are 33 act like they're 23. Mentally, I feel like men who are 33 are like mentally 23. So if they're 33 in age, they think like a 23-year-old. Like, they're not some of them are ambitious, but they still not ready for marriage and still trying to play. It's like you then gotta get a dude that's like 43. If you're 33, maybe go for a guy that's like 43. I know it sucks, but go maybe with a 43-year-old, because maybe by then, hopefully this motherfucker be. But I know some dudes in their 40s, ladies, that still are hoes, who still are cheaters, and who still are not married. I know two dudes. One guy, he's a mechanic. He has his own shop, make decent money. He's a whore, a cheater, not faithful to his girlfriend, cheat on her every chance to get. The other dude, this dude is a waiter, and he washes dishes at a hotel, and he's a waiter. He got 8 kids on child support. He go on Plenty of Fish and go on Tinder and just meet up with white girls and just go over their house and fuck. This dude has no intentions of ever being faithful or settling down one woman. So, you know, some men, ladies, you gonna have to stay clear of. They just never gonna be ready for marriage, and they ain't shit anyway. So you don't like they just nasty. Like, they fuck everybody. So you don't even want to deal with those kind of men. But, you know, these women who call themselves trying to get somebody advice, lady, you know, you need to tell the whole story on how you got your husband. And like you said, you was able to pull your husband under the circumstances that y'all was in. So if you was older than him, had more money than him, and he liked how you look, then okay, it makes sense. But let's reverse this, okay? Let's make it to where a woman wants to got her own age. He's very much established financially, and he's handsome, and she wants him to be faithful and marry her. Now show her how to get that motherfucker. Show her, if she's 33 my age, how to get a 33-year-old dude who's handsome, charming, financially stable, don't have no kids, faithful, and want to marry me. And I think I'm quite attractive. And show me that. It's going to be a little bit different, because it's going to be a lot harder, because me and him on the same fucking level. And so men, when they want to get married, they have to feel like you are extraordinary. They have to feel like you're better than them in some kind of way. Like, they don't usually just marry you if you're on their same level. That's why a lot of times women say get with a guy who you look better than, but the dude got a lot of money, because you're benefiting from his money, but at the same time, by you looking so much better than him, he feels like you're a catch. That's how women tell other women that shit. Because if you go for a guy who's just as attractive as you with a lot of money, I mean, okay, you're gonna have to beat up all the other females for him, and he's probably not gonna really want to get married. No matter how pretty you are, y'all are neck to neck in the looks. So he feel like, okay, I can get another woman look as good as you. I don't need to rush and try to snatch you up. So, like I said, she had an advantage over her husband. She was more established financially, and he was like, oh, this older woman want to be with me? I'm only 24 and I work at UPS. You know what I mean? He felt like being with her was a privilege. That's why he married her. Reverse it. Let her been 24 and he was 34. I mean, that might have worked because he was older and then she was younger, and he might want a younger woman. So, you know, if it was reversed, it probably would have worked. But if they was the same age, it would not have worked. 2 24-year-olds? Nah, I don't think he would have married her. It was because she had more money than him, and she was established, and she didn't need his money. And he felt like, okay, this older woman want to be with me. I didn't hit the jackpot. So, yeah, ladies, like, you know, when women who are older, they're not older, but women who are older than you try to shit on you and say, I'm gonna teach you how to get married, you tell them, no, you can only teach me how to marry your husband.